Six types of people you must hire to build a dream team. Keep in mind that building a company is never a solo sport. Even if you are a sole proprietor, you need to outsource some tasks to be able to focus on your core business. Discover the six profiles you should hire so you can build the dream team your business needs to gain market share, increase sales, and crush the competition. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I'm very happy to have you today. I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, and if you are as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today we want to talk about an important topic, right? A lot of small businesses throughout the world and throughout the United States are mulling over everyday strategies to build dream teams. And today I'm going to give you six profiles, six types of people. Now, if you don't have the budget, you can hire 4 or 5 or 3. As long as those six profiles, psychological traits are found in your team, you're fine. The first, number one, you want a smooth operator. Now, you have to understand that a lot of stuff happens as small businesses, right? Throughout the country, everyday operations, things happen, and you need someone to be able to fix it. Now, in order to grow, your company will likely need to codify, will likely need to have procedures, processes, frameworks. So you need someone who understands the systems. You need someone who understands the procedures, somebody who needs to create documentation and train others on using them, right? So the idea here is not just to have the person be a good copywriter, but the person has to have a bird's eye view of the whole system, understand what goes on from A to Z, and be able to put that down into writing. After writing that, the person has to be able to train others on using the procedures. So ideally, a smooth operator will always look for ways to improve the process constantly. That's what, you have this in Japan with the Kaizen methodology, where you have you also have something called TQM, total quality management, whereby the system automatically improves itself. But for a small business with a small budget, you want to have somebody who is a smooth operator. Now, the smooth operator will be detail oriented. You want someone who is proactive, who basically will follow up, making sure people are doing what they're supposed to do, because humans are humans. You also want to have somebody who has an analytical mind, who can actually break down very complex processes into small step by step that everybody can read and follow. You also want to hire someone who preferably has a manufacturing or a distribution or logistical background, who understands flowcharts, who understands maps, who understands dependencies and contingencies. All right, so that's number one. You need to have a smooth operator. Number two, you need to have the EI guy or girl. Now, EI stands for emotionally intelligent. Now, everybody talks about artificial intelligence. How about emotional intelligence? You want somebody who can understand, and the emotionally intelligent girl or guy in the team will be tasked to smooth the rough edges. Here is someone who will be a common denominator between all team members, making sure there is no conflict, or at least if there is one, to be able to really smoothen, to be able to, cultivate a better relationship between team members. Now, usually an emotionally intelligent professional always thinks about their feelings. They demonstrate empathy. They are able to praise others. They give helpful feedback. They are authentic. They show authenticity. They are able to control their thoughts. They keep commitment. In a nutshell, the emotionally intelligent team member will be able to serve as liaison between all the different quote-unquote factions within the team. You have to understand, when you have a team, you undoubtedly have myriad personalities, myriad characters within the team, right? And some are very outgoing, some are very reserved. You have introverts, you have extroverts. The bottom line here is that you need all of this to have a good team, right? Because the last thing you want is to have only a team of extroverts or only a team of comprising exclusively introverts. You want a little mix. That's how the the sauce really becomes interesting. So the EI guy or girl will be a liaison between all the different factions of your team. All right, so the first two are the smooth operator and the EI girl or guy. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still having a conversation today around the 6 types of people, or rather psychological traits you must hire to build a dream team. Before I keep on, I give you the number 3. If you love the kind of content we are sharing with you, please go grab a cup of coffee or tea and come back and smash the like button for us. Also, think about subscribing if you like our show. We drop this kind of content twice a day, or sometimes more often. Not just about business. We cover a variety of topics and share this content. Like it and comment below. Let us know your experience. If you know other types of profiles that makes a team, a dream team, let us know. Number 3, the fixer. Now, you have to understand, when your small company grows, certain things are bound to go wrong, right? You have machines that break down, processes break down. You have customers complaining, vendors are having issues. You need to have a team member who is reactionary, who is proactive, a team member who is a problem solver, a fixer. Somebody who's Mr. or Mrs. Fix It, right? Anytime there is a problem in the kitchen, quote unquote, of your company, you want somebody who loves doing that kind of stuff. Not just someone who is paid to do it, but somebody who would be fixing stuff around the house at their own house. So you want someone who really understands the importance of keeping things running smoothly. Now, the fixer primarily does not seek to place blame. The bottom line is not to find who is at fault. The fixer generally focuses on the solution and thinks about how to prevent the problem from happening again, right? So you want to look for someone who has a good DIY background. It could be a good vocational education and very tactical focus, who's not afraid at all of failure, right? And who could try 1,000 times to be able to fix a problem. This is very important because some people are scared about failure. And for this particular profile or personality, you want someone who is an outgoing person, a go-getter, who is willing to try things over and over and over to find a solution. As I said earlier, this person is focused on the solution. He or she is not looking for to blame someone. Number 4, the visionary. Now, the visionary sometimes can be the boss, can be the leader, the overall leader, if you will, the master of the team, if you will. You want somebody who has a vision, a mission, who is thinking about where the company will be in 5 years, in 3 years, in 10 years. You need that, right? Because if your boat has no captain, you might end up actually somewhere that you didn't intend to, right? So you want somebody who has the ability to see beyond the daily travails of paying bills, of talking to vendors, or of seeking new prospects, of seeking new customers. Somebody who can see through all this maze and look and project the company 36 months, 48 months down the road. When you start your company, it was all about vision, remember? Right? You don't want that, because the last thing you want is you don't want to get mired in the everyday challenges, that prevent you from doing the deep thinking. If you find yourself doing that, then hire someone. Hire an executive. A lot of big companies do it. A lot of small and mid-sized companies do it. You start a company and you are able to hire a visionary, a leader who can run the company for you while you focus on the things you like. A few years ago, Google did that. They hired Dr. Eric Schmidt, who ran Google very well for many years, while the engineers, the Google co-founders were spending time building the platform of tomorrow. So you can take example from them as well. Another thing you want to do here is that the visionary also is someone who is very empathetic, somebody who has some kind of emotional intelligence, who can work very well with the owners or the key stakeholders. This is someone who believes in consensus and compromise, someone who has a knack for negotiation, right? Somebody who can dream big and convince others to follow the dream. So this is the kind of profile you're looking for in the visionary. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're having a conversation today, a very wonderful conversation, by the way, about the 6 types of people you need in a team to make that team successful. Again, you don't have to have 6 people. As long as you have the 6 type of profiles, you can have more than one traits in a person, right? So for instance, you can have a visionary who is also the EI guy or girl. You can have a fixer who is also very good at who is also a smooth operator, right? So now number 5, the tech guy or girl. Now this is very important. We live in an era where any company, regardless of the industry, will need to have some kind of tech orientation. Now, when I'm talking about tech guy, there are 3 dimensions to this. First, you have the hardware. There's problem with the servers or some computer problems. The person can really be a fixer in that department. So you have the hardware, and now you have the software, right? So here is a person who will make sure that the operating system of the company is working. If the company is running on Windows or iOS, that everything is fine. That the different programs that the company has been, the different programs of which the company is a licensee are running smoothly among each other. And that's the second part. The third part is that now we have this component called the cloud. Now, a lot of companies or small businesses, most predominantly because of the cost of the minimal cost associated with cloud migration, are moving a lot of their businesses to the cloud. And this is important. You want to have somebody who is cognizant of cloud capabilities of a small business. So the tech guy or girl is very important, because without him or her, your business may never grow to attract or retain customers, because, again, as I said earlier, we live in a world that is so interrelated that even if you are a local business, you would need to have some kind of technological tentacles, if you want to call this with some technological focus or orientation. Number 6, the numbers guy or girl. Right, so after the tech guy or girl, you need to have a numbers guy or girl. Now, when it comes to numbers, again, you don't really need to have a CPA. I'm talking about finance here. I'm talking about, cost accounting, financial accounting. I'm talking about audit. I'm talking about someone who will look at the data and say, listen, how are we doing? How is this company doing? Do we have the procedures in place, the financial procedures, the financial controls? As I said earlier, you really don't need to have a certified public accountant. You just need to have somebody who has, I would say, 3 to 5 years experience. It could be an accountant, just a regular accountant, or an experienced accountant. You can also have a bookkeeper. If your business is really small, then you really just need a bookkeeper. So you need to have someone who's that. Now, a bachelor's degree in finance or accounting is perfect. You want to look for a numbers person with a real hands-on experience with financial statements in companies. Now, by financial statements, I'm talking about balance sheet, income statement, cash flow statements, and stockholders' equity. All right. So if you have those 6 individuals in your team, chances are you are going to be having a dream team. Let me just recap here and talk about the 6 profiles that you need to have in your dream team. The smooth operator, the emotionally intelligent guy or girl, the fixer, the visionary, the tech guy or girl, the numbers guy or girl. All right, so this is pretty much it, folks. Now, which one do you have and which are still missing? Comment below. We want to know exactly in your team what kind of profiles you have, and if we have missed some profiles in our catalog here, in our compilation, put them in the comment below. Share your knowledge, share your experience with us, and so we can all grow and learn. All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening to today's conversation. We really appreciate it. I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.